About 20 years ago, I was hanging around Trinity College trying to work out what I wanted to do after leaving CERT. I went into a small room to talk to one of the theoretical physics professors. I thought that was what I wanted to do. And the guy was talking into a small little green screen computer, typing into it. And I kind of was looking over his shoulder as I was waiting for him to talk to me. And he seemed to be chatting to the computer. And I was like, what the hell's going on here? Is this guy actually talking to a computer? And I asked him, I said, you talking to the computer? It looks like you're having a conversation. He said, oh yeah, a friend of mine in the US. And this just blew me away, that you could use computers to have conversations with people. And then he said, oh, actually there's 4 others here as well. One of my friends, he's on sabbatical in India. And I was like, really? Computers can work in India and have people all over the world talking at the same time? And yeah. And after that, it was like, theoretical physics, not what I really want to do. I want to get into, communications, computers, something like that. So these days, I work as a site reliability engineer with Google. We try and keep Google's part of the internet up and running, and that's pretty stunning. I never thought I'd be responsible for a service like the biggest networks in the world and the biggest storage systems in the world that are all aimed at just entertaining, delighting, and informing people. Every 6 months, it feels like I'm doing something completely different. 5 years ago, I was trying to deal with power outages in data centers, trying to keep data reliable through, electrical storms or earthquakes. These days, it's completely different. I'm teaching young engineers, how to look after, huge parts of the internet on their own. In Google, we're responsible for, I suppose, one of the main websites in the internet. We have billions of users every week. If we have, to me, the definition of an engineer is if you are 1% wrong, it's total failure. And that's absolutely like that with Google. If we are 1% wrong, if 1% of the internet goes black, it's in all the newspapers. That kind of responsibility, it's very fulfilling. One of the coolest people I ever met was Vint Cerf. Some people call him the father of the internet, but he was there in the early days and he coordinated a lot of the early projects. 40 years later, he's working for Google as an internet evangelist. Like, he's not let go of his main passion. He's traveling all around the world, talking to people, getting them excited about how society can, embrace the internet and use it to better the world. He's just awesome. Big multinationals have the resources to work out who's a really good engineer and who's just an average one. Some companies do need a really good engineer, and the concept of a chartered engineer means that you have a trusted organization who stands over someone's competency, and you don't need the in-house experience to basically find those people. You can rely on someone like Engineers Ireland to tell you who the good guys are. Computers are very much a new field. It's not always been an exact field. Certainly people running small mail servers in small companies, if they make a small mistake, they have to restore from backups and 20 people don't get email for a week. That's inconvenient, but it's not the end of the world. If the same engineer is working on Gmail and takes out 100 million people's email for a week, that's an enormous deal. So the value of the concept of chartered engineer is so much more important in a world of cloud computing, where so much more value is being put on computing the data stored in large computing systems, and anything to do with the internet, basically, where one small mistake can cause huge damage. Go find people who are working in engineering at the moment. Ask them what their passions are. Trying to find something that's really interesting to you. Or don't go because you think there's money in it. Don't go and do it because your mother tells you to. Go and do it because you think it's important. Do it because you can find something that will make you really passionate. And do it because you will be able to grow, and you'll be able to find, like, your job changes every 5 years for the rest of your life. My personal ambition actually would be to make Irish education from second level, third level, even in-service training, engineer friendly, much more hands-on, much more exciting. Show people how interesting and wonderful the world of engineering can be in all its many facets. I'd also love to get more engineers moving between different fields. What structural engineers could teach computer engineers, what electric engineers can teach the green science engineering, eco-engineering would be absolutely amazing.